Alright, so we're at stage 4, the final stage. It's Park Perimeter in New York City. After looking at the overall standings, I kind of calculated that I need to hit about 32 minutes total for this race to make the top 20. I was off by those numbers by a little bit, but not too bad. We'll be starting in about 10 seconds, and of course I sped this up by like 400%, so it's going to look like we're going incredibly fast. So off the start again, I kind of jumped out because I still can't figure out what these people are going to do. Everything I read is like, oh, get your power up because they're going to take off, but none of these D-class races anybody really took off from the start. So I just kind of jumped, saw no one was there, and just slowed down. So right now we're just in the lead pack. I think there was 18 people are in this race. It's 2 laps around the Central Park in New York. Moving along pretty good. It had a lot more hills than I thought it was going to have. I thought, like, center New York would be pretty flat, but apparently it's not. We're averaging like 23 miles an hour. We're almost a mile in. Got a group of about 8 of us up here in the front. A couple people in the back are about 20 seconds behind. Again, this is pretty fast pace. I did a training workout the night before, so my legs were a little tired, but I figured I was warmed up enough to just get this out of the way because I have 3 more training rides that I need to do, and then the new series is going to start in October. So it'll be 4 more stages, 1 stage per week in the month of October, and the courses are going to be old UCI bike racing courses. They look interesting, but some of them have a lot of hills in them, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, here we're climbing. It's like 5%, 6%, it's going up, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I think it maxes out at like 11%. So right there, I'm just like, oh my god, my legs are done. I haven't even started yet. I got 2 miles in, 9.8 to go. Then we're going downhill. Kind of lost the group a little bit, but I was able to catch on to these guys, and I took off and got ahead. We eventually catch this group and hang out with them for a little bit. We're going uphill again. That's where it's nice because it seems like everybody kind of slows down on the hill, so it gives you a little opportunity to try to catch up. So just cruising through beautiful New York City. Kind of just jumping ahead here, trying to get my legs warmed up a little more. And then 4th, and here come these guys. It's a lot of back and forth, pretty much this whole race. Putting down some power. I actually increased my FTP in this race, I think, by like 30 points or something like that. This is probably the hardest race I've done so far because I was really pushing to my max because I wanted to get that. I wanted to finish in 32 minutes, and I did a trial run of this a couple months ago, and I did it in, I think it was only 6 miles, and it was like 27 minutes. So this is total for this is like 12.2 miles. So I figured that's like almost 47 minutes or something like that. So I really wanted to push and just try to get into the 30-minute marker. So I think we're still with the lead pack here. I'm not sure if we lost them. I think 2 people might have got ahead of us. Trying to see if I can see them, but I can't really tell right now. Kind of was looking at something else and then don't know. Being it says I'm in 4th, I'm guessing that, yeah, there's probably 2 or 3 people ahead of us. They kind of took off, and so this little group we're in now, we're just going to see if we can reel them in. So this was nice because a lot of people were just taking turns up front, kind of pulling through. Seemed like some people, there'd be a breakaway and everybody kind of stay back, and then eventually they would just catch us again, I guess, on the hills. I think I already used one of my power-ups, I'm not sure. Right now I have a truck, So that basically will give me like a draft boost, and it looks like I used it here to get up this hill. This will be the finish line once we come around again. And then I just earned a feather, which is nice, so I'm going to try to hang on to that feather for that climb that goes up to 10%. But I screwed it up because, again, I don't really know this course. I knew the hill was coming, but I hit the feather in about the 4% grade, and it kind of stayed around 4 or 5%, leveled off, and then it went up to the 10%. So by the time I hit 10%, my feather was gone. So the little boost I got, I pretty much lost within like 2 seconds. Everybody just caught me again. So right now I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I know I can at least get 7th or 8th place because the people behind us are 1 minute and 23 seconds behind. That's the next closest rider. And then it goes into like 2-3 minutes behind. So I figured if I eased off, if I had to, I could ease off a little bit and still probably pull off 7th or 8th. But that's not what I wanted to do. So I just stayed with these guys. My heart rate was going up. It was about 170, which again is a little high. I'd like to keep it lower, but I just got caught up in the race. We're just moving along. So we're going to be pushing around 8 miles. 4 miles left. Going up a hill right now. Everybody kind of slowed down, and they're like, oh, I'm going to use my feather and get that advantage, but then you'll see the feather runs out. The hill kind of plateaus, and as soon as we come around this corner, you'll see in the upper right corner that percentage goes up to 11%, and I was just done, man. My legs hurt. So it's just trying to keep up with these guys and don't let them get too far away. Right here I thought I was going to be done because the guy in the blue took off. Those other 2 guys up front took off. Got a little coast in there. So now we're just trying to chase down these 2 guys in front of us that broke away. And I think here, yeah, we kind of pull them back in. It wasn't easy. I kept trying to get them, and they just, I was giving everything I could, and I just couldn't catch them. Then I get a little help from this D.O. Dell from Canada. Pretty much stayed with him most of the end of this race, which was nice because I think if he wasn't there and I was by myself, I probably would have slowed down. But since he kept kind of pushing, I'm just like, alright, I'm just going to push along too. But I still wanted to catch that group. So I was worried that, that was 4 people, so the best I was going to get was 5th. So we're going downhill here. Got the coast a little bit. I'm trying to get my heart rate down for that final sprint. But yeah, it's just not happening because we're just pushing so much power out. I think it stayed around like 170. I might have got it to go down a little bit. Yeah, like right here, it's like 168. I was hoping to get it down to like 160 for the final push. My screen just froze, so I don't really know what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't do this for the end of the race. There we go. It's still freezing. So there's like a little under a mile and a half left. So I'm just trying to keep up with this guy. I wasn't sure if I was going to sprint it out or just kind of take 6th. There we go. It shouldn't freeze anymore. So I slowed it down to normal speed, so it looks like we're going really slow, but this is actual speed. Averaging 21 miles an hour, 0.9 miles left. Heart rate's elevated. I was hoping Odell would go in the front so I could draft him and get a little rest, but I think he knows what he's doing. He's just hanging back there, letting me do the work. And then yeah, our average went up to 24 miles an hour. I couldn't see the other riders, so I figured between the 2 of us, one of us is going to get 6th and one of us is going to get 7th. Went up a little 7% incline there. I'm feeling worn out. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to sprint. when the time comes. So I tried slowing it down. We're going up a little grade here, but I'm just like, I can't keep up 24 miles an hour, so I slowed down to about 16, 17, and Odell kind of stayed with me, so I figured he wasn't going to make a jump. So, and everybody else behind us was a minute and 48 back. So I'm just watching that time as well to make sure they're not gaining on us, so I don't have to worry about someone sneaking up behind us and taking our spot. There's like a horse wagon, futuristic horse wagon over there on the right. Alright, we're at about a half a mile. I'm waiting to see the finish line. I think I'll pick it up around the corner, and then I'll know to go. So up here you can see there's a cyclist up here. I think he got worn out. He probably lost the guy in front of him and got tired. So I'm hoping maybe we can catch him, because then it's like 5th place. If I can beat him and Odell. But then he gets the downhill, so he takes off. So I'm shifting my gears here, getting on the big ring, even though my legs are burning. I'm just going to stay with Odell a little bit, and of course then I get ahead of him because he slows down. I was hoping he would just take me to the finish, and then I would just, out sprint him. Alright, we got about 600 feet. Getting down to about 500. There's the finish. Odell jumps. I get up. I'm just pushing. I was going to stay here, but then I saw this guy in front of me was just dead tired, so I just took him down too. Heart rate was going up pretty high. I think it hit like 180 something. And that's it. So later. I got 3rd overall in the and some cursing. Yeah, 3rd place.